Welcome to Sisters Connect, a podcast that celebrates the amazing sister friends that I admire and who keep me inspired. I'm your host, Kimberly Sumter.
My name is Dira. I am a woman empowerment coach. I am the owner of Why Not Events. I am also the author of a self-healing workbook. It's all about the re. And it's a self-healing workbook that helps you peel back the layers of yourself to jumpstart your healing journey. The definition of sisterhood for me would always be connectivity. We are all connected. No one is above each other. But once you realize that you're connected to your sister standing next to you, that is the sisterhood you should desire to be in.
Thank you so much, Dira. You can grab a copy of her self-empowerment workbook at it'sallabouttheri.com. And thank you for joining me for episode number 62 of the Sisters Connect podcast. Today, I'll be talking to happiness coach and my sister friend, Jamie Watkins. She's a faith-based women's empowerment speaker, a best-selling author, and a certified life coach. She's also a podcaster and entrepreneur who has a powerful message rooted in self-acceptance, mental wellness, and empowerment. In this conversation, I get to know a little bit more about Jamie and why she feels it's so important to encourage other women to embrace their stories. We'll also talk about her book, My Piece of Happy. You can visit Jamie's website at mypieceofhappy.com. Now it's time to connect. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Kim.
So, Jamie, tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got to this place of being so happy and just living your life of happiness.
Born and raised in Central Jersey, and it was a journey to get here, quite the journey. We all have ours, right? And my journey started seeing my parents married, going on 41 years when my dad passed, and wanting happily ever after. And unfortunately, it was tragedy that kind of steered me towards this desire to have this in my lifetime, which was the passing of my brother. My brother passed when I was 9, and hindsight, that catapulted me into, wow, life is short. So what do I want to experience before I die? So at 9, because I didn't know how to process death, and all I knew is he walked out the door one day and he did not come back. So I had a bucket list at 9. I wanted to experience marriage like my parents. I wanted to have happily ever after. For me, if I could make it to 21, I want to graduate high school. I want to get a house. I want to get married. And that set an expectation and set me on a path of perfectionism, anxiety, right? I got to do this before I die. I can't let my parents lose another child. Just a plethora of things. And so I did marry my high school sweetheart at 21. And I was checking off these boxes. I had done these things. We got the house at 22. And so I'm married and I have a good job and I have the husband. And originally I was like, I'm not going to have kids because I had this fear, like this crazy world, right? All this stuff happens. And what if I die? And then I've left the kids. Eventually we have children, and everything that my life was supposed to be, that I thought if I could get there and have all these boxes checked off, that would be it. Like, that's the happily ever after. And it was not the happily ever after. It was a toxic marriage. Checking off all the boxes did not give me what I thought it would. And I didn't get to know, being married at 21, who I was and all that I never really got to know Jamie, or that wasn't part of the list, get to know myself. That's how I got to here, a self-love journey to discover who I was besides wife and mom, and to lean into my purpose, which is, you question why all that? What about my story matters? That I'm at this place of, if I stay here, I'm going to die. I am a child of God. And I absolutely know that He's created everyone with a purpose. And before you were knit together in your mother's womb, He has put gifts in you to equip you in your life And everything you question and everything you think wasn't supposed to happen is not a surprise and is not going to change the plan that he had when he purposed you for such a time. And so with that understanding, okay, I can embrace all of my story that it happened for a reason. How do I live out, right, this purpose? How do I use these gifts? Those are some of the tools that I help the women in my community with. It's in you. You're equipped, so you're already enough. That was a realization I had to come to. You are enough. You have everything in you to accomplish the life that's meant for you. We gain degrees and accolades and we learn talents, but your gifts, right? What is that for you? Who are the people assigned to you that you're to serve that can benefit from all these things in you and all that experience that we may discount? Somebody's where you were and they need to know, like, how did you get here? I can't see my way out. And you can say, oh, sis, I've been there.
How do you even begin to start to center yourself enough to know that you have to start from here and being hopeful that happiness is out there for you?
The thoughts that we have, that I'm big on mental wellness, as you know, right? Self-love, mental wellness, and purpose are like my key fundamentals. It is knowing that despite what I'm telling myself, there's a foundation, and it is that I'm created with a purpose, that I'm enough. So once we get that, I'm enough, we can get out of our head with, I don't have this, so I can't do that. And because you went through these things, but it's embracing all of your story, right? Because that's really where we get hung up is like you said, right? I've been through. All of that has purpose, but someone is where you were. I'm going to keep saying that, right? And you're here. So yes, that happened to you, but that didn't disqualify you. That let you know you can survive. There is no become, like Michelle Obama said, right? We're always becoming. So let me explore. Let me allow myself. Let me give myself permission to explore what that might look like. So let me think about, let me sit with myself long enough, even if it's 5 minutes every day or while I take a shower tonight. Simple yet significant steps. I do think that we have the capability to create our own reality, good or bad. What we tell ourselves. It's that fear factor. It's the woman that grabs her purse, right? That sees someone walking down the street and grabs her purse. She created, and the person just keeps going because they didn't even see her. She may start sweating. She's a little tense now. Maybe her stomach did a flip. Her knuckles are white from clutching onto her purse. She created a reality that didn't exist because she was scared of what could happen.
Before they even play themselves out, we have assumptions about circumstances, sometimes people, and we hold on to that. And I think that causes so much stress and tension in your body to constantly think that way.
Imagine where we take ourselves in our mind and what that does to us. Gut health and mental wellness, when we sit with ourselves and tell ourselves these stories of what if, and this is going to happen. And we take ourselves through these things and create this reality that may never manifest and has more chance of manifesting if we give it that much energy and focus.
I want to talk about your book, My Piece of Happy. Who is this for, and who absolutely needs to purchase this book today to put them in a better space?
It's tailored towards the women that I feel are assigned to me. And if you pick up the book, you are. The woman that has gone through, that just needs to know there's more. The woman that's like, you know what, this is good, but I want great. Or maybe the woman that's like where I ultimately got to, right? My life today can't be the rest of my life. I'm not going to make it. This can't be it. Or I'm not going to make it. That woman to know there's another side. It's how it started and then how it's going. So there's the grief, there's the loss, there's the lies, there's the, without giving up too much, the trauma. And then there's the self-love and the acceptance. I'm at a place where I have no regrets. I can not only accept, but I can embrace everything that happened. If it got me here, I would not want to change this So that butterfly effect, don't change anything if it gets me here. And so the book is to, one, you take the journey with me, but I'm talking to you through it so that my hope is that woman sees or can put herself through her own journey, can kind of walk with me. Not that we had to have these same experiences, but can relate enough to say, okay, yes, I can see myself here and I'm going where you're going. I'm with you. We're going past enough. We're going to acceptance. We're identifying our gifts. I have reflections after each chapter. What was my biggest fear as a child? And how am I dealing with that? How can I love myself better? Think twice about do I have to sit with myself long enough to think about what is happiness to me? And am I giving that power to someone else? That maybe I need to take that back? Can anybody really make me happy? What's going to make you feel fulfilled when you put your head on the pillow at night? Did you align? Did you choose happy? Did you protect your peace? Or did you prioritize everyone else before yourself? Give in to overwhelm. That's the continuous becoming. That's the continuous work that there's no happy pill. But I try to be intentional again about the narrative, because if we don't, we will fall into, I hope someone makes me happy. I hope they do this today. I would lie to myself. I lied to myself for years that if my husband's happy and my kids are happy, I'm happy. That's what I said. The reality was I wasn't happy. It sounded good. Well, this is who I'm giving all my time to. So it would make sense that if I make them happy, I would be happy, right? So that's what I would say. One, there's no making them happy. They're responsible for their own happiness. And your children, obviously, there's a dependency until they're not dependent, right? And they get to choose for themselves. But yeah, there's so much power in us that if we can lean in and tap into it, we really can create the life we want. We really can live our lives with purpose.
Do you have a community of women that you surround yourself with?
I do. Outside of the My Piece of Happy community, I have my sister coaches. I do feed, but I get fed into mentors, and obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, because I've learned that we're like a rarity. But yes, I do have a community of women, and you're in it. And so I'm very careful and selective, I will say, of who gets my energy and time, because time is something we cannot get back. And my energy is important in protecting my peace. I found this place where I get to choose happy, right? And so part of that is knowing what it is to me outside of my core values, or it doesn't align, right? I'm not going to leap at every opportunity because it may not fit and align with where I want to be. And I think everyone should be that. That's not me being some kind of way. I think everybody should make sure that you are aligning yourself with your core values, that you're choosing happy for yourself. Before you can get there, though, what is happiness to you, right? What are your core values? So yes, I absolutely do encourage community. I'm very big on it because I do believe that we're not in this alone. And I want women to know that you don't have to do it alone. And someone is where you are that can help you. Ask for help, receive help. And, but yeah, there's so much power in us that if we can lean in and tap into it, we really can create the life we want. And we really can live our lives with purpose and choose happy.
What are some of your rituals that keep you at peace? Something where people can't disturb it no matter what. You're like, I'm not letting anybody disturb my peace. Or what is the thing that is non-negotiable for you?
Simple things like my pedicure, right? It's do not disturb. Do not, if you're not bleeding or you're into emergency room, right? Do not call my phone. Don't ask me can you pick up something on the way home? Don't, this is my time. When I'm reading, sometimes it's like, I want to get this chapter in. So shut it down. Don't disturb. I didn't do as well last year with my reading, but I was writing my own book. This year, I'm like, okay, back on track with the books, right? So I'm actually reading Tabitha Brown's now. But my reading, my pedicures, I create, again, time for myself. So TMI maybe, but my shower time, it's tricky, right? I don't like getting showered. I'm clean. I shower twice a day. Let me finish, people.
Let's put the disclaimer out. Okay.
Yeah, let me be clear on that. It wasn't an activity I like to do because it took up my time, and I felt like at the end of the day, I really want to just crash on the bed. but I'm not wearing outside to my bed, right? So I have to shower. It became, let me hurry up and get in the shower, right? That's not the energy I want. So what I've created, that's my time to do my best thinking in the shower. And so I've created that. I'm by myself. Water's running. So I make it a space I want to be, because it was such like I got to do this thing, right? When I just want to sleep. And I love sleep.
It's all in the way that you think about it. And I'm like you, I love a good nap. That is a vacation for me.
I was like, you know what? I think I want to get a hotel room just so I can wake up on my own. I just want to be able to sleep until my body's just like, okay, we'll get up. Yes, I definitely, I'm like, don't mess with my food or my sleep. But my sleep lately has just been like, so I literally just was saying it to my daughter and my husband, like, I need to go somewhere so I can just wake up on my own.
We understand each other, Jamie. We had our conversation a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, she is so going to be my friend, because we are just so right here with each other. But now the whole sleep thing is, that's it. We're friends for life now. You're such a calming person, a calming spirit. And I love that. And, we were talking before, and I wanted to definitely invite you back, because I'd love to unpack a little bit more and, have some of my sister friends and you kind of meet each other and just, have a conversation, because we want to keep uplifting women throughout this year. But I want to talk about your podcast, because we want to go and listen and support the podcast.
Well, first, thank you so much for already inviting me back. This has been a pleasure. And yes, so my podcast is not like this one. I don't have guests. It is My Piece of Happy podcast, and it's PEACE, like the peace sign, and peace of mind. So My Piece of Happy podcast, they're short and get you what you need and give you something to go on with your day, to think about, to check in with. And so centered around self-love, purpose, and mental wellness. And it's just me checking in with you, like you got something to take you through and think on for the week. The simple and significant. But I like to just give you what you need and go.
And how can we get your book? Tell us about that.
mypieceofhappy.com. And you can get the book on the website. It'll be a signed copy. It comes with the pen and bookmark if you order on the website. Or you can go to Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Amazon, and, get it there as well. There's a lot there. If you want to book me for speaking, there's a lot. Check out the website. The blogs are really good. I do update those once a month. Again, I choose to make it easy on myself. So once a month, once a week for the podcast. And there's lots of good stuff. I actually have some downloadable ebooks on there as well on the website that are good kickstarters, overcoming anxiety, positive thinking. So lots of good stuff on there.
All right. We're definitely going to go and support. So super happy about this. And again, feeling so at peace talking to you. I thank you so much for sharing your story, and we're definitely going to remain and stay connected. Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Hey sis, thank you so much for being a part of today's conversation. If you want to get more information on today's guest or our previous guests, make sure you visit our website at sistersconnect.com. Until next time, see you soon. Bye.